Hello everybody, welcome to day 24. Today, what have I done? I have been more productive than the past week, literally. It was a pretty nice day. Let me see if I can push this back a bit. I have done this. I woke up, I made the bed, didn't look at my phone a lot. I literally just opened it, texted my girlfriend good morning. I turned it off. I was there in my bed for a bit. I got up and I went to wash my face, whatever, got up and ate. As I was eating, I didn't look at my phone. And after doing that, I read my book. And then after that, I went to the store, bought some stuff, bought lunch, and I came back home, ate. My girlfriend came, and that was mostly it. I was with my girlfriend for most of the time. And we watched TV shows, we went out a bit, walked. It was nice. Also, I read my book. I read 2 chapters this time, which is great. I'm making dinner for myself now. It's not too late. It's like 10:30. And in the book, they mentioned something which is very interesting. And also, another video came up when I was watching YouTube, which was something about how your surroundings, how you're affected by other people and how much it actually affects you. And I did talk about it before in another video called conformity or conformism. Let's just call it conformity because conformity just sounds better. So conformity, to remind ourselves and to remind myself, is when people act a certain way because of somebody else's act, of the group's, because of the group's actions. You're behaving the same way that everybody else is, even though it might be wrong or it might be something that you personally wouldn't be doing as an individual. And in the YouTube video that I was watching, it was talking about how you should be acting and how those things shouldn't affect you, and it is a very difficult thing because it affects everyone. And when you don't get affected by what other people think and whatever, you can start actually being yourself, which sounds great because when you think about it, you don't really have freedom over the things that you're doing, which is a scary thing to think about. And to be honest, the more you go into these like psychology things and whatever, you start to realize, like, the more you're learning, the more you understand that people don't actually have the freedom that they think that they do, which is, as I said, scary. A scary thought, but at the end you just accept it. So I was talking about how at the end, if you do manage to get rid of conformity, you will be free. And I'm not gonna lie to you, a very, very big amount of people are experiencing conformity, and I didn't meet a single person in my life that doesn't have conformity in themselves. So it's not that big of it's a big deal, but you shouldn't think of it as like a big problem in your head. So in the book, by some coincidence, it was talking about that same thing, about conformity. However, it is telling you not to try to get rid of it, but it is showing you how you can use it as an advantage. You see, people that are surrounded by their close friends or family members that, for example, smoke weed, smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol, whatever, you are more prone to doing that. You see, me personally, this is a great example. My family, none of them are smokers. Only my grandma was, and my dad from time to time, but it was never on a daily basis. He would just like sometimes smoke a cigarette randomly, one singular cigarette. And I wasn't really like into smoking cigarettes. I've seen other people smoke and I was like, okay, whatever. But then my best friend came. I met my best friend, and he was vaping a lot. And I started actually looking up to him at one point, and I started actually behaving like him, not on purpose, but it just started happening. So then he gave me the vape, and I started smoking vapes. I started vaping, smoking vapes. I was vaping, and it had a huge amount of nicotine. Let me just try this. Sorry, 1 second. That's perfect. Actually, I should put a bit more. I started vaping huge amounts of nicotine, and then I also smoked some cigarettes because, well, everybody else was doing it around me. Conformity. But you see, me as a kid, I would never have even thought of smoking. Later on, I also did some drugs, and before me doing those drugs, like I never thought about doing them. And there was a friend, for example, there was a friend who smoked weed, and she's like, oh, let's go smoke weed together. Do you want to smoke weed? I'm like, I don't know, blah blah blah. But then I did, and that was only because of conformity. So in the book, it basically explains to you how you can use that as your advantage, because you need to find your people. You need to find the people that are doing the thing that you want to be doing, that are doing the habits that you want to implement, or that are already implemented. Let's say you want to be a singer. You should be with a group of singers. You guys should develop things together. Maybe you could work harder and you might stand out of the crowd. However, there's going to be nothing negative about it. You're going to be a better singer than the other singers, and you're going to get praise for it. You're going to get applause for it. You're going to get the good things. But if you're, let's say, if you see yourself as a smart person and you're getting very good grades and whatever, and then you start hanging out with people who are not academically smart and you feel are childish or immature, you need to either do the same thing that they're doing or do the things that you want to do or that you individually do as a person without the effect of others. But that's the problem, because you're going to be the one who stands out of the group, and immediately you're not going to be a cool guy to them or whatever, and at one point you're probably not going to be friends with them anymore. And that's the thing, you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to find your group of people. So yeah, it literally, in the book, it is telling you how to use it as an advantage. So that's what I'm trying to implement as well. I want to see, I've already started implementing it, but not like, I wasn't thinking about, oh, conformity, I should not hang around with those people because these people do these things and I don't do them. But it was just me getting rid of people that are not interesting to me anymore because they don't have the same interest as I do. But I wasn't thinking like, okay, if I start hanging out with them, I'm gonna be doing the thing that they're doing. So I mean, 1 second, let me just put this back. So I mean, I moved myself away from a lot of people because I consider myself somebody who is very open-minded and is thinking about a lot of things, a lot of theories, and not as in like, oh, the aliens made the Egyptian pyramids. I did think about those things, but as in like I think a lot, and I get to my own decisions and my reasonings by myself, and I think about them a lot. But people who are my age or a bit younger do not think about those things that quickly because there's no need to. I mean, life for them didn't force them to think the way that I did, to think in a deeper meaning, everything around them. They don't question life. They're just like, life is life, life is the way that it is, and I'm not questioning it. But for me, I was like, okay, well, this happened, why did it happen? Okay, my whole family, this, that, my friends, this, that, okay, this, everything, okay. So I did this wrong, they did that wrong, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, I get to conclusions, which make me think like, okay, for the next time, I'm gonna act like this. And then because of that, I am more aware and more private, to say, because I value my own security in social surroundings and whatever. I don't want to get thrown away from my group and whatever. So I'm trying my best to just act the way that everybody else acts, because, well, firstly, it doesn't matter to me that, like, the things that they're saying, their topics, their believings, is that a word? Their beliefs, my God, their beliefs are not that important to the point where I would have to go against those points and be like, no, it's like this, because then that will make me a person who stands out, which isn't good. And to be honest, I don't mind having those type of friends and making stupid jokes that are honestly not even that funny to me, but if they're acceptable to the group, I'm gonna make those jokes. The important thing is I know myself and I know what I'm doing. So yeah, that's the most important thing, just being aware of everything, of all of your surroundings. Anyways, we're actually getting close to a whole month of me recording, even though I had like a 5-6 day break, which is unfortunate, but yeah, soon it's gonna be 1 month, maybe in a week or so, or a bit less than a week. Literally, like, there's 6 days, I think, or 7. But yeah, that's it. Tomorrow I'm gonna go buy my vapes, and I'm gonna buy a game that I've been waiting for it to come out, and I'll make a YouTube video on it on my gaming channel, and it's gonna be great. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Oh my God. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. This is your boy Milošević. I will see you tomorrow on day 25. Have a good evening. Goodbye.